you do spend a lot of time on YouTube and on Instagram talking about mental health and getting into
Mm.
topics that are often very well exposed and covered. So could you tell me a little bit about why you started doing that in the first place?
Yes, so basically, I have suffered from a few different mental health illnesses. First of all, when applying for medicine, so back in sixth form, I suffered from an eating disorder, anorexia nervosa, and then more recently at med school, have suffered from depression and generalized anxiety disorder. And I started to get started to make some progress at the very beginning of lockdown, just because I was able to sort of focus on me rather than we had no exams, which was nice. And, you know, it's just a real good time to be like, what actually makes me happy? And then, yeah, I felt, you know, as med students, we know the statistics of how many of us will suffer from a mental health illness at some point. It's shockingly high for med students and doctors and other healthcare professionals, as it is for the general population. But I just felt that all of these stats, I didn't really have a face that I could relate to. I really wanted a person that I could be like, okay, you're a medical student. You know, although we're not the same person, you've got better, so I can do it too. I think, you know, we all as humans like to hear that personal story sometimes rather than just the statistics or reading a website or something. So that was kind of the main objection, to try and normalize it mainly, and to talk about these subjects that a lot of other people don't feel confident sharing. And, you know, I just have always been an oversharer, so I find it quite easy to talk about these subjects. And I think a lot of the conversations that I start are sort of centered around, what would I want my 16-year-old self to know? What would I tell my 16-year-old self? So, you know, I had to battle a lot of my own stigmas about mental illness as I've gone through my journey, as it were. You know, a massive one being like I pushed away taking antidepressants for so long because I just believed all the stigma attached to it, you know, that it would make you weak, that it would make you a ghost, you'd have no personality or no emotions, which is completely not true, hence why I'm smiling. But I believed all of that. So, you know, I want other people to not delay getting the treatment and help they need like I did. So yeah, that's kind of a long-winded way of why I started doing what I do.